What's up, guys? We're back with another video, and in this video, I'll be going over two websites. The first website is going to be assets priced by market cap, or assets ranked by market cap, and the next will be the inflationcharts.com. So, what does market cap mean? It's short for market capitalization, right? And it means that essentially how much is a company or an asset worth, right? Without reading this definition, that's literally what it's going to tell you. A market capitalization or market cap is the current market value of all of a company's outstanding stock shares. So, however many shares a company has is essentially how much they're worth or how much they're valued at, right? So, and that's what this website is going to tell us. And it goes off of the first 100. I think the top 100 companies. Yeah, so top 100 companies. So you see the number 100, Qualcomm, is at 174.07 billion, and then number one is gold, which is an asset that people store their value in, and it's valued at 22.067 trillion dollars, right? Of all of the gold in the current supply, right? So essentially, that would be like all the gold in the world, right? Not sure where the site gets their data or whatnot, but um, yeah, that's what we're looking at here. And so at number seven, we see our favorite asset, which is Bitcoin, right? And actually, very recently, Bitcoin did flip silver. So we are rising in asset price or rising in market capitalization, right? What does that mean exactly? Bitcoin is rising in market capitalization because more and more people are adopting Bitcoin. Why are more and more people adopting Bitcoin? Because they see that the things or the assets that they are storing their value in today are not working for them because inflation is eating them alive. So people are starting to catch on to what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is a money, it is a monetary system that allows you to store your wealth, your value into it, and it appreciates over time. Placing your money or your value into Bitcoin does not dilute you in any way. People are catching on that there are only 21 million Bitcoin, so you're only able to get but so many or so much Bitcoin, right? So a lot of people are catching on to that and they're realizing like, hey, like there's this scarce asset out there that only appreciates and we get X amount of returns per year or per every 4 years or whatever the case is, and they are choosing to store their wealth in there. And that's why Bitcoin is rising on this chart, as we can see. Eventually, we'll get to the point to where Bitcoin flips Google, then Amazon, then Apple, then Microsoft, then Nvidia, and finally will flip gold. Because as you can see, there's a big dip from two something trillion all the way up to 22 trillion. So yeah, I'll put this website in the link below, but definitely go on this site, check it out, and like just see how you guys, look at some of the companies that you might be interested, like that you probably have money in. Like look at Tesla, Bitcoin flip Tesla, Walmart, Visa, Netflix, Mastercard. I mean, S&P 500. I think we just passed. Yeah, S&P 500 is right here, so it passed that. So yeah, I mean, check the site out. So what this site does is it tracks the true inflation rate over time, right? And I mean, you can read off here to the side, and it kind of gives you like a little description of, you know, how they were the first website to kind of prove that there was like a 24% rampant inflation rate in June 2021 and all this other stuff. And it kind of gave you a description on how to work the site and look at certain prices and what certain colors mean and things like that, right? We're going to measure things in Bitcoin. So BTC, and we're going to measure, we'll leave it as the S&P 500, right? So essentially, right, you have Bitcoin here in the blue, which has essentially gone up over time, and we can even start from zero. Or yeah, I guess yeah, we can start from zero because you still see it. Oh, but it does. Oh, this is so the red is the SP 500 divided by Bitcoin. So for just demonstration purposes, I want to show you guys the S&P 5, or I'm going to show you guys a couple different indicators measuring Bitcoin. So we have green is the S&P 500, as you can see, is just kind of trending sideways and actually towards nothing. And then you have Bitcoin, which is going very well. And then you have the red, which would be the S&P 500 divided into Bitcoin, right? Or divided by Bitcoin. And so it essentially it just shows you the real rate at which the S&P 500 is going, right? Compared to Bitcoin. And as you can see, it's going to zero. Absolutely. It's going to zero. Is every just like everything else. So even if we do we could do gold in terms of Bitcoin trending to zero. We could do, I mean, we can do, what's a good one? Median house price in terms of Bitcoin trends to zero, right? What does that mean though? Like essentially it means that in like measuring like right now, how we price things in dollars, right? This chart shows you that if you were to price these things in terms of Bitcoin, they go to zero, right? Meaning that they become cheaper to 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 buy or cheaper to invest in or whatever it is, right? It means that in terms of Bitcoin, your money only appreciates over time. So, what's the real reason for showing you guys those sites? The real reason for showing you guys those sites is to show you that you're not getting priced out of anything. It's just that the is losing value more and more over time, right? And it's losing it at a rate that we don't really see, right? Because the government may confuse us to make it seem like that's not the actual real inflation rate or this is the actual inflation rate, but the truth is what I just showed you guys. And you're losing, your money is being devalued and you're losing value every single day, and your life is just going to get harder and harder and harder. So what should you do? You should buy Bitcoin. I think a problem that a lot of people might have with this is that a lot of people choose to save their money in dollars, and they typically have the mindset of a consumer. So they won't understand Bitcoin, and they won't get it, mainly because of that consumer mindset. In order to understand Bitcoin, you have to have a low time preference. You have to avoid high time preference. Um, and if you don't know what low or high time preference is, read Jeff Boo's Price of Tomorrow book. Essentially, it just means that you don't mind waiting in order to receive a higher reward for things, right? So study that. I think that's key to understanding Bitcoin as well. And I mean, with the charts, I mean, play around with them, man. Like, see, like, compare certain things. Like, okay, if you were to put this amount of money into a house per year compared to putting in Bitcoin, where would that have gone? Like, what's the difference? What would it have looked like? Like, really play around with it and kind of see what the real value is in saving in Bitcoin, because you'll find out that your money grows and you can get more with it. So I guess we can just leave this video off and end it by just saying that you don't need more money, you need better money. And to do that, exit the current monetary system we're using and buy Bitcoin.